November 3rd, and we are the Crafty Toads, and this is the Crafty Toads podcast. And as I am doing this, I am handing out treats to the dogs.
Which will take all of through the introduction.
If that, since we tend to be a little bit winded. But hi, I am Mary Beth, as Mary Beth 494, mostly Ravelry and Instagram.
Hi, I'm Helen, and you can find me both places as Helen HG69, and you can find us as our company Toad Hollow, as Toad Hollow NJ everywhere.
Yes, and well, yes. Also, Ravelry. We have a group on Ravelry called the Crafty Toads. So, welcome everybody, new, old, newcomers, oldcomers. Welcome, one and all.
Covered by new, old, but
right. You would think, by looking at us, that it is about,
40s,
50 degrees. It is actually in the 70s.
I think it's probably like 76 degrees outside.
It's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. However,
and it is in fact November 3rd in New Jersey.
This is the FO podcast.
Okay.
Because we have FOs.
Yeah.
We have FOs coming out our ears. Shall we start?
But should we do admin or start with knitting?
Oh,
let's
do
admin so people can, if they're looking for that.
Okay. All right. I'm going to have to sit in these scarves a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And I said scarves because I got to.
Anyway. Considering what I'm wearing underneath the scarf, I'm wearing the scarf for the podcast.
Right. So. For the modesty of the podcast. Okay, so let's see.
So we have a Ravelry group.
Yes.
And we actually ran 2 knit-alongs.
Yes.
Which were supposed to end for Rhinebeck.
One we're keeping open for a little bit longer, right? So if you have not done the Miter Dovo Cal, you can come join us for that if you want to start. We are doing that hand in hand with Chanel from the Piper Nell podcast. So if you would like to do that, that's still open. Yep. But we did a crochet along using Rachie Nguyen's designs.
Right.
And that we have now closed, and we are picking prices for.
Yep.
Well, I say picking. We have picked prices for.
We have.
Yes. Okay, so I am going to get... All right, so shall we do from the bottom up?
Okay, so we picked 4 prizes, 3 runners-ups, and then 1 big prize.
Okay.
So first runner-up is Ariel, who is Laura, and she crocheted the black comb shawl.
Okay, so everybody is going to get a crochet hook that we got.
The runners-up are going to get this.
No, everybody is getting a crochet hook that we got from Hooray for a Cupcake. No, not Hooray. Jeez.
A good day.
A good day for a cupcake. So we have 4 crochet hooks that we will pick randomly and put with the prizes. Then the 3 runners up also get a mini skein of Toad Hollow yarn to do something with your crochet hook. So I'm not guaranteeing that this is going to be the actual prize because I'm not going to remember who got what, but okay, so who?
So Laura, who is Ariel on Ravelry, then that's 1. Second one is Sophie Chihuahua on Ravelry, who is Susan, whom we know. So Susan, you don't have to get in touch with us. We have your address.
We gotcha.
Yeah. Laura W68 on Ravelry, who amazingly enough, his name is Laura. Susan crocheted up the imprint of Autumn Shawl.
Okay.
And Laura crocheted the Deep Sea Top, which is a cool kind of short sleeve sweater.
Okay.
And
our grand prize.
Drum roll, please.
Okay, so I'm going to show you what the grand prize winner gets. The grand prize winner gets a crochet hook, a Toad Hollow box bag,
flannel for the winter.
For the winter, cozy knitting, cozy crochet, and a skein of yarn called Reliant. Nope, it's a Reliant sock. It's the Narwhal Party from Hannah Made It. She very kindly gave us a skein of yarn to give away on the podcast. So that's her card. Thank you so much, Hannah. And that is the skein of yarn. It's a gorgeous blues, greens, some neon yellows, pink speckles, blue speckles. Really, really pretty. So, bag, skein of yarn, and crochet hook, and the winner is dun dun dun.
The winner is Glass Maiden 67. Who's Diane?
Hi, Diane.
She also crocheted the imprint of Autumn shawl. So,
and we
Diane,
have your
I'm fairly
address?
certain we have your address.
So we will send these out. So the two Lauras, is it Laura?
Yeah, Laura and Laura.
Okay, please get in touch with us and let us know your address, either through
Ravelry or Instagram.
Great.
Probably Ravelry because you're already hooked up to us throughout. Either me or Mary Beth. And you can find us on the bottom of our Ravelry page as the admins. So just click in there and you can direct message us.
Right, just let us know and we will send out your stuff.
Yep.
And then Susan and Diane, we got
will
you.
Send it out for you.
Yes.
Thank you so much for everybody who joined in.
Thank you.
We were total failures. However,
I'm continuing.
right.
It's not done.
I got distracted.
Yes, a little bit. All right.
You
Moving on?
You might as well go first.
Okay.
Stop.
I wanted to have something new to wear to Rhinebeck. I wore a Rhinebeck sweater that I had finished last year. I did not finish it in time. It was the Irish coffee sweater by Baby Cocktails, but who's Thea Coleman, I think.
And we saw quite a few of them on Christy Glass's Rhinebeck sweater video. You keep talking.
But I wanted to have something new to wear that was made for this year's Rhinebeck. So I decided I was going to do a shawl. And I made the Wishmaker shawl from Helen Stewart. The reason I picked this shawl was because I had some yarn that I was DK yarn, and I wanted to use it. And this shawl came out as part of the Secret Shawl Society, part 2, and it called for DK yarn, and it was perfect timing. So I decided I was going to make it into...
So you made this lovely squishy DK shawl, and it was 80 degrees.
And it was 80 degrees, right?
Everybody was disappointed at Rhinebeck. They couldn't wear their knitwear.
It was a warm Rhinebeck.
Yeah.
What I am doing, I am reaching off camera, and I apologize, to get the yarn.
Not to hit the dog that is being very loud and obnoxious.
And take the yarn and tie him up. That's what I'm going to do. All right, so
Hey, you.
the yarn that I used, this is all Toad Hollow yarn. This is Falling Leaves.
This is so pretty. So this is the falling leaves in the cake, and then this is it in the knit up in the shawl. That's right here. It is so gorgeous.
This is Mr. Yoop. And that's the green. And then this is the Mangaboos. And that's the bright yellowy orange. Mr. Yoop and the Mangaboos are two characters or sets of characters from the Wizard of Oz books. However, they are after the Wizard of Oz. It's after Dorothy goes back. She meets all these other characters, and so we loved reading them as children. So we decided that we were going to name some yarn after them.
So have you blocked this yet?
I have not.
Okay, are you going to block it?
I think so, because I wear shawls very badly and they all fall off. So it doesn't matter what I do, it falls off. I have to either...
So how's blocking going?
I'm hoping it's going to make it bigger so that it'll wrap around a little bit more, and maybe I can just, tie it in a tight knot around my throat and it'll stay on. The other thing is... Well, that was the other thing. We actually, not this year's New Jersey Sheep and Wool, last year's New Jersey Sheep and Wool, we got a shawl pin that we were going to give somebody as a present, and we never gave it. So I'm thinking I may start using it as a shawl pin. And I think somebody gave me a shawl pin in...
A swap, yeah.
I think I got one.
I
in one
vaguely
of my
remember,
fiber
shares
boxes.
or something, yeah.
Anyway, I have to find them,
Okay.
and then I may start using a shawl pin.
I think it'll black out
Yeah,
much bigger because it's so squishy. Oh my god.
it is just really fall. It's just all fall colors and everything. I love it. I really do, because I love these colors. I always say to people, this is me in a ball of yarn.
Yeah.
And I love that it's muted and everything. I really love the oranges and the yellows in this, but and I love the way they interact.
Yeah.
They pull out each other. So the Wishmaker shawl. from Helen Stewart, DK. I have just under, I think I have like 46 grams, 48 grams, and 44 grams in and around there. And it's
So
in the 40s
it was
for
about a
all
half
three
skein
of
of
them.
each. Yeah.
So it was about a half skein for each. I could have kept going if I wanted to, but I was actually casting off at 10:30 the day before we went up to Rhinebeck, so no.
But you did the whole pattern.
I did.
So you could have chosen to extend the pattern.
Extend it a little bit
but-
longer if I wanted to make it
this is the
bigger.
whole pattern.
But I think for the way that I wear them, it's perfect because
Yeah.
I wear it more of a bandana style. So for that, it's
Yeah.
a good size.
Yeah.
I just need to find a way to,
Make it stay on.
make it stay on my slopey shoulders.
Yeah.
But that shouldn't be too difficult.
Stand up straight, Mary Beth.
That's it. Put your shoulders out. All right. What would you like to do?
I will talk about my hat.
The pom-pom hat?
I will
The
talk about
pom-pom
the
that has a
pom-pom
hat
hat
attached to it? Okay, so
So I wasn't sure I was going to finish my Rhinebeck sweater, so I stopped knitting it. No, actually, while I was waiting for yarn to arrive to finish it, I knit up a Bumble Hat, which is a tin can knits pattern. It's a paid-for pattern.
I need to make one of these. I love this.
Yeah, it's a quick, easy knit because you do the ribbing on a size 5, and then the actual hat is a size 10 needle. So it's
You jump from a 5 to a 10?
It's crazy,
wow.
right? It's DK weight yarn. I used less than half a skein. of
That's
each.
good because I'm just thinking I'm going to take some of my leftovers
Yeah.
and make them into a hat.
And that was with the massive pom-pom. So I wanted a big pom-pom. I chose the biggest pom-pom maker we have, and I made this ridiculous. Look at the sausage. It is very heavy on my head. However, it stays on. The colors are Belsnickel, which is the green,
Another character from the
the
Oz
Oz
books.
books, and the orange is Jack Pumpkinhead, also from the Oz books. And it's just this lovely squishy hat, and it's going to be great when it's actually, cold outside.
Yeah. Okay, so
So the hat, the pom-pom, I tied it on because I thought it was a little big. So if I choose to, I can just untie it and take it out. But
I like it. I really do.
yeah, it's just
So can you-
I don't know whether I can walk and keep the hat on my head with the pom-pom bouncing around, whether
We'll
it's
see.
gonna take the hat
But
off.
wait, before you put it back on, because you're putting it on, taking it off. Can you hold it up to the camera so they can see the green Belsnickel? Because it's got blues and pinks and purples and all sorts of color in this greeny blue.
You're really going to be able to see the Belsnickel
really
color in a minute.
Pretty. And then the orange Jack Pumpkinhead is
It's
a tonal orange.
Yeah.
So,
So it's pretty much just an orange.
it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. Okay. Now you can put it back on. If you so choose. I think it looks great. I really do.
I'm pretending it's actually November 3rd.
I think I'm going to make one.
I love it. I'm going to make hats and mitts. That's what I'm
That's-
going to make.
yeah.
There's, instant gratification. It's really great. See, now the pom-pom. See, I got to turn it around.
Is there a top and a bottom?
Well, I think this way the pom-pom shows up better without having
Okay.
to pull it like totally over my eyes.
Okay. Cool.
So-
Alrighty.
And as my hair gets longer, it actually shows up. So
Okay.
anyway,
My second FO is my Red Robin Shawl. The last time I showed it, I was down here. However, it's not that much difference because this is the bottom that I finished. You would think that it was
There you go.
huge because I finished all of this, but that's not true. I started up here.
this color.
Red Robin Shawl from Helen Stewart. And the color is Hanging the Stars. It was one of our Imagination Destination yarns. This one is from Mary Poppins, and I love it. I absolutely love it.
It's a lovely blue with just pops of yellow for the stars.
Yep.
So the blue of the midnight sky. and the yellow for the stars. I just,
The whole point of the story is that Mary Poppins, there is a shop where Michael and Jane and Mary Poppins go to get gingerbread, and each of the pieces of gingerbread has a gold star on it of foil paper. And at night, after they've finished it, they keep the stars to use for playtime. But after they go to bed that night, Mary Poppins sneaks into their room and takes the stars, and they look out and they see Mary Poppins and Mrs. Corey, who owns the gingerbread shop, and her 2 daughters, and they're climbing this enormous ladder and painting the stars with glue onto the sky. And that's how the stars get in the sky. So, story behind the yarn. But that is my Red Robin shawl. It is beautiful.
also not blocked.
Also not blocked. This one I'm really hoping is going to get a little bit bigger because it really is a little bit on the small side. However, I wear it under a sweater during the winter.
And this is a free pattern, right?
No. I got it.
Oh, you got it free?
I got it free because I signed up for Helen Stewart's newsletter, and you got to pick a pattern as when you signed up. So this was the pattern that I picked.
Okay.
But
Pretty sure I have the Pebble Beach that way.
For this style, I wear them bandana size, or for this size shawl, I wear a bandana style, and then I just throw a heavy sweater over it, and that is basically my winter coat.
Okay.
Yeah. So, all right, moving on.
So, very quickly, we will give an update on my Rhinebeck sweater. I did not finish because I would be wearing it. And I would have finished, except I ran out of yarn, as we suspected I might. And I am still waiting for stupid Knit Picks to send me my yarn. I love Knit Picks, but they take forever to ship. So what I did, this is my Rhinebeck sweater.
Okay, what is the Rhinebeck sweater for people who are new?
Okay. Coastal Pullover by Hannah Fettig, who is Knitbot on Ravelry.
It is gorgeous.
It is a gorgeous sweater.
It is cables from top to bottom.
Lots and lots of cables.
All the way down the sleeves.
Sleeves are cabled. Everything's cabled.
And the yarn?
The yarn is Knit Picks
Wool of the Andes?
Wool of the Andes tweed. And for the price of the yarn, it's a woolier yarn, but it's not overly scratchy. And I'm very sensitive to scratchy yarn. I cannot wear it directly against my skin. So I did wear this for about an hour at Rhinebeck, because what I did was I got a 3/4 length sleeve. That's about as far as I got.
So she was wandering through Rhinebeck.
So what I did was I took it off the needles and put it on waist yarn.
Unfortunately, we went on Sunday when Christy Glass wasn't doing her.
Right, I really would have liked to have been part of that.
Show me your Rhinebeck sweater. Okay, you can only take me down to my elbow.
Pom-pom. Falling off my head. So I put it on waist yarn and I wore it. And nobody noticed until I showed it to them. So,
because you usually push up your sleeves,
right? So this is my Rhinebeck sweater. As soon as my yarn arrives, I will finish it up.
You were starting to say what you did.
Oh, I was saying about my waist yarn.
Yeah,
putting on the waist yarn. I will finish it up very quickly because I have plans for another sweater that I'm really, really excited about, and the yarn for that is coming with this yarn, and I cannot start it until this sweater is finished.
Okay. So, is this going to be your winter sweater now, do you think?
This will be a sweater, yeah. I mean, I'm going to knit myself lots of sweaters. Those are going to be my tops for the winter.
There is a bee climbing on your glass.
Oh, well, you can have it.
We've been doing smoothies, and we've been doing regular smoothies, and we got used to it and everything, and then we tried a new fruit mixture that has carrots and
they
stuff
didn't
in
have
it,
our
and
regular one, and it's very textury, and I don't like it.
Oh, thank God. Because I thought it was going to be me, and it was going to be, well, you're going to have to drink it anyway, but if we both don't like it, then maybe we don't have to. We'll put it out for the rabbits and the possum.
It's really disgusting.
Well,
it's not. It doesn't taste that bad. It's just that I don't like the... Okay. Anyway,
sweater. Good stuff. Yarn.
Yeah. So, my sweater. Hopefully I will be wearing it in our next podcast, because all I have to do is finish the sleeve and do a couple rows ribbing on my neck. and it's done.
All right, so what did you think about it with the rolled neck?
I didn't mind it. It's got an unfinished look. I mean,
Okay.
the problem is it's not. So that I don't mind a rolled neck, but I don't like this rolled neck because it's unfinished
Okay.
and it looks unfinished.
Okay.
I mean, to a trained eye, if I'm just walking down the street, I don't think people are gonna look. She's wearing-
Oh man.
God, she couldn't even finish her neck.
Besides,
but-
you're probably going to have a scarf underneath, so it's going to show it. It's going to hide it.
Right, but still,
You want to know that you finished
I
it.
mean, I spent so much time on it. I want to finish it.
Okay.
But if I found a sweater that it was part of the pattern with the rolled neck, I think I'd definitely go for it because I like a wider neck. I don't like it so
Right.
tight around.
I'm just, well, that's what I was thinking about because I was thinking with the ribbing that it might be too tight around your neck for what you like.
Yeah.
You know,
But I mean,
so-
I've got it's nice, it's a wide neck. And I don't think you go in at all that much.
Okay.
So,
Cool.
my tiny little string that I left myself to sew in.
Okay. Twisted rib? Or straight
No,
ribbing?
Straight rib.
Okay.
I think. Yeah, straight rib.
You have very nice ribbing.
Thank you.
Mine looks a little bit more messy, I think. Which you wouldn't think since I have tighter stitches, but
I think the tighter is what does it.
makes it
I
look
think
messier.
it bunches it.
Mm. It's also really nice wool.
It
in
is.
that
It's-
it shows the stitches and everything. I
yeah,
think
it's
looks
got great
pretty.
stitch definition, and I think once I block it, it's going to get even softer.
Yeah, no, it's really, really nice.
So, and the fit is pretty spot on.
Yeah, no, it's a nice fit.
So,
You looked really good.
yeah. So,
It's a good color for you too. What color was it? Do you remember?
autumn heather.
There you go.
The saga of my Rhinebeck sweater that's taken 3 years to make.
That's the way it usually is with my sweaters. They take 3 years.
I'm going to get faster though because I want sweaters.
I have.
Oh, I do have one more thing to say.
Okay, go.
I think I put it away. Never mind. I was using originally my marbles,
Yeah.
interchangeable needles. And I do not generally mind the marbles. I prefer chalgoos and I prefer metal needles. Excuse me. And I got about 3/4 of the way through the body of this sweater and I was in the middle of a row and you hear snap. The damn needle broke. So don't use your marbles for heavy knit.
Okay.
Anyway.
How did it go after you went over to the Chow Goose? Was there a definite
then-
difference?
Oh my god, it's so much faster.
Was there a difference in your knitting? Like
No, my gauge didn't change.
It didn't change?
No.
So that was okay.
Yeah.
All right, well that's good to know. you
Yeah,
know?
no, the gauge didn't change.
But it was slapping off the metal needles faster.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, the marbles are great if you want your needle, you want your stitches, you're working with a lot of stitches, or there's reasons that you do not want, you want the needle to grab a little.
Yeah.
Because they're great for that.
Okay.
But
Good.
I prefer chocolate.
I get to debut my sock blockers because I finished a pair of socks. These are Hermione's Everyday Socks. The yarn was marinated yarn.
Makes it look like you have massive feet.
Oh,
Sailor's Delight.
Sailor's Delight, that's what it was. Sailor's Delight from Marinated Yarns. And that is how it comes out. I love these socks so much. I have already worn them. I actually wore them to Rhinebeck. I really, really, really love them.
Look at the colors. And
Here,
the
show this
stripes.
one because that one has a wonky toe.
Oh, okay.
I finished these at 12:30 one night, and I'm not even sure how I finished the toe. I was sewing things up. The Kirchner stitch was not working, and I was just
Okay, I
sewing
see.
stuff together.
And that
And I
doesn't
wound
bother
up-
your toes?
I think I dropped some of the stitches, and then I had to go back and even get them. It was just a mess. So
You get possessed that you're like, I'm going to finish them.
well, I'd been working on them since February, so I figured, I'm gonna be done. So no, it does not bother my toe at all. I didn't
Okay.
even notice it. I think that's about right for my foot. I don't know.
I don't know, in the camera, it's the proportion in the camera just
Right.
looks off. Looks like you have this massive foot.
I don't. I have
No,
rather
she
small
has
feet.
very dainty princess feet.
I have smaller feet, so. But there you go, and I get to use my sock blockers for the first time. I love them. They look so pretty. Okay, that is my third and final finished object. I really like the Hermione's Everyday pattern though. Oh, do you know what I did? I was doing them 2 at a time. And I did a short row heel so that I could do them 2 at a time on the needle. And then I took them down and I did the pattern all the way around. And I don't think you're supposed to. I think you're supposed to just do the pattern on the top of the foot and then have a straight stockinette across the bottom. However,
I'm trying to remember when I did mine. I'm pretty sure I did mine all the way around.
I think it adds a little bit of cushiony at the bottom of the foot.
There's a little bit of texture and it's almost, maybe it adds a little support.
I don't know. I think
they're
wearing
out.
Very, very comfortable. So I really like these socks. I'm very happy with them. Okay.
So I am, as we said, waiting for my yarn. I'm crocheting a different project, but we're going to go into that more detail next podcast. So while I wait for my yarn, and I want to knit sometimes, and I want a pair of mitts because it is going to get cold eventually. So I found my Dutch Kenzi mitts on Ravelry. It's a free pattern by Francis Feek, and it's a really cool looking pattern. So I took the remainder of my hat yarn and I made up a mitt. So this is the bell snickle, so you get to really see how that knits up, and then you can see it in the stockinette on this side.
So pretty.
So this is my right mitt. Super fast knit. I did this in maybe 2.5 nights, so maybe a couple hours tops, to do the one mitt. And what I'm going to do, since I don't have enough yarn and I like to mismatch, my left mitt is going to be in the Jack Pumpkinhead, so I will have a pair of mitts to match my hat.
So I am going to be very interested to see how the pattern shows up in the tonal.
Right, because you really don't get to see here. She did it in a nice gray, so you can really see the pattern, and then it doesn't show up as well with the variegated yarn. But I'm okay with that. But I am thinking the same thing, how it's going to show up on the Jack Pumpkinhead.
See how it's going to be different. Yeah. Helen has already tried. She can knit in these, so we can be in New York and be wandering through New York, and she can knit, so it's going to be okay. That was important
to know. And my woven end is already coming out.
Oh dear, that's not good.
I suck at weaving an end. Oh, it's a different arm. I didn't weave that one in. Okay.
It's okay. Or weaving is okay.
I was finishing it this morning, so
very cool.
Knit. I just love it, and I love the feel of them. Of mitts in general, the fingerless gloves. So
now I have to do fingerless gloves.
Such a fast project, I swear. Hats and mitts.
Okay.
Instant gratification.
It's beautiful. It really is.
And, you know, on a business standpoint, a fun sample for our yarn.
Yeah. Okay.
That's it for me.
I have 2 whips that I'm working on. I immediately cast on not only 1 pair of socks, but 2 pairs of socks. The reason I cast on the other pair of socks, I am doing the stand-up to cancer socks, and those are patterned on both sides, and I need to really pay attention. I needed something that I could knit as we're driving in and out of New York with my mom. I have a tendency to get a little bit car sick if I'm not doing something, and if I have to read, and I have to wear glasses when I'm doing this as well. So not only am I looking down with the glasses and then looking up and getting really dizzy because I only need them for close-up stuff, but also I'm trying to follow a pattern. I needed something simple.
And talk, because she likes to talk. So.
Right. So what I did was I cast on a very simple pair of socks. The yarn is, I'm doing the heels, toes, and cuffs in different colors because this is a yarn that Helen has already made a pair of socks from, so there's not a full skein left, so I'm working with about half skein. My cuffs are in one of my little marionettes from, I believe, the Jockey Silks. No, this is the Dragon Scale set because it's darker, so it's a dark reddish black. The yarn itself is
Peppermint Mocha.
Peppermint Mocha from Once Upon a Corgi. Got a little bit of Stellina in there. And then I'll have a different color heel and a different color toe. But this is how it's looking so far. I did a 2x2 rib. And then the sock, I am doing a 3x1 rib. 3 knit, 1 crochet, 1 purl. I don't know where that came from.
Henry is distracting you.
All right, so 3 knit, 1 purl. That is how I am doing the basis of the sock.
It's really cool.
It is. It's a really
Nice squishy sock.
Yeah, I'm really liking it. I saw somebody did a pattern that was similar to this.
Sorry.
I don't know if it was exactly this, but what they did was they did the ribbing all the way down and then they just had a straight stockinette toe. I'm thinking of possibly doing that. I don't know. I'll see how I am when I get to the bottom.
Okay.
But right now, I'm just doing the 3x1 ribbing all the way down. And then I'll go into the heel, and I'll probably do the same short row heel that
Short
I
row
did.
heel is excellent.
I know,
I
because
mean,
you can
get to
keep
do it
them
2 at a time on the needles.
both on the needles and everything.
It's fast. You don't have to
Yeah.
pick up stitches.
I am doing this on a size 2 US, 2.75 millimeter. And we said we thought these were
They're nit picks.
Knit Picks
Mhm.
needles. I don't know. They're one of our sock needles that
Was free.
was free and didn't have a bag to go with it. So those are my socks that I have. I will show the stand up to cancer ones another time because I'm still working on those. And then my other whip is Helen was having so much fun with her sweater.
Show you back.
I needed to do a sweater. Okay, we did a bag swap for Indigo Chicken Dolls and is it Mini Castle Textiles?
Something like that.
I think that's who it is. Organized a bag swap between bag makers. I got the Steady Hand. Her name is April, and
It was
this is
a
the bag that
Christmas
she sent
bag
me.
swap.
It's beautiful. I love
Yeah.
it. It's really, really pretty, and it's an interesting bag. It's got pinks and greens and reds inside. Lots of color. So, Helen has been just whipping along on her sweater, and I thought, you know what? I really want to do a sweater. So I chose to do the Chuck by Andy Satterland.
They have the greatest sweaters.
That is what it's going to look like, hopefully. The back so far is what I'm working on, and it basically is knitting back and forth right now. That's as far as I am. However, it makes for easy knitting. And you do the back, a little bit of the back left, a little bit of the back right, then you add them together, and then you are going to put that aside, do the right front, the left front, come down a little bit, and then you're going to pick it up and do it in the round. So it's going to be nice. I love doing sweaters in the round.
And I like top-down construction.
This is where I am so far. I have my left shoulder, my right shoulder, and then here is my neckline that I picked up. It is very rolly, but as I said, straight stockinette. I am doing this in Cascade 220.
It's got a nice feel to it.
It does. It is, oh, I wish I had the thing. 100% wool, I think.
It's a superwash? We'll find out.
I'm not sure. I have the.
We'll
I
put
have
it on the
listings.
bottom, whether it is or not.
Anyway, Cascade 220, and they do not do. I'm pretty sure
It's just a number.
a
right?
number for their color. It was a
Gorgeous,
tealy
huh?
blue. I thought it's gonna look really good with my eyes. So, that's as far as I am. It will be something that is just there for me to knit on when I need, when I feel the need to do sweater knitting. I am doing them on size 8 Chow Goose, and that's pretty much it.
And you gauged it, right? You
I
a
did gauge it,
swatch?
and I got the gauge exactly. So, I'm hoping it's gonna work. It'll work.
It'll work. It's just, oh my god. Look at the stitch definition on that.
It's really, really pretty.
Wait till I get my yarn. You're going to want to nip through your sweater because that's all I'm going to do.
Yeah. I've already picked out my next sweater. I can't remember which one it was, but I know I picked it out somewhere. And I already know, I think I know which kind of yarn I want to use, but I have to see how it works.
Okay.
But this is first. So that is going back in my bag with the pattern. What did I... Oh, here. I gotta get the pattern. Okay. All right. So that is it for the knitting.
So, yeah.
All right. Shall we talk quickly about Rhinebeck? We went up to Rhinebeck. We did do it. I know we missed everybody on Saturday, and we're really upset that we missed everybody. David, I cannot believe you left early Sunday morning. Honestly.
We are like half an hour from Rhinebeck, and we get the text message that David Dogdare is on his way to the airport. I almost turned around and went back to the airport just to meet him.
Yeah, because one of the people we were driving up to meet. Can't believe it. Anyway.
We will meet you in a less frenzied setting where we can actually talk.
We will pick a coffee shop halfway between New Jersey and North Carolina and meet there, okay? And we'll just both drive like 4 hours to spend an hour knitting. It'll be perfect. However, we did get to meet some really cool people. We saw Barbara from Flame and Fiber podcast. We saw Sheila and Margaret from the Three Sisters Knit podcast. We finally got to meet Rebecca and Stephanie from
the Mean
Girls podcast. That was very, very cool. Got to stand and talk to them for a little bit. We met Adrian.
And defend our state.
Yeah, guys, stop picking on New Jersey, all right? You got to see the pit.
This is New Jersey.
The armpit of New Jersey. This is our New Jersey. This is gorgeous.
They flew into Newark and weren't impressed for some reason.
For some reason, I can't imagine. They think that the entire state of New Jersey smells like pee now.
Right.
It really doesn't.
It's just Newark.
We met Adrian, who is the Reluctant Knitter from the Reluctant Sisters podcast. So I mean,
and she kept insinuating that she had a sister, Sarah, but
we're not sure she even exists.
Right, she was always in the bathroom.
She was never. So yeah, we got to meet some people. It was very, very cool.
We got out of the car, and was her name Deborah?
I think so.
Someone came up to us as we're getting out of the car and she says, I never do this.
She pulled up right next to us.
Right. I mean, she pulled in with us. And she's like, I never do this. I never go up to people. But I've been watching your podcast since the beginning and I love you guys. And I just want to say hi. We're like, hi.
Hi. That was really, really surprising.
Yeah. And then on our way in, we met Paige. She was on her way out to the car.
From Paige, she's Paige the Framer.
You should know her.
She has
she has her shop.
Frame and Fiber?
Yeah,
I think that's Frame and Fiber.
And while we were talking to her, we met Jason
Lesher?
Yes. And his partner
Rocky. Yeah.
Please be Rocky. If it's not Rocky, we're so sorry.
So sorry. Anyway, we were talking to them. They live in the caretaker's plot of a graveyard, which is just awesome.
Yeah.
Except if you've been, watching Buffy. And then it might be a little bit scary. But other than that, I think that's just awesome. So we met some really, really cool people. We re-met Mika from the Mika.
Right. Ran into Rachie from Rachie New in Designs. Watched the dog trials with her for a little bit.
Oh my God, that was so cool. Love the dog trials.
We met up with Chanel, who is Piper Nell. We actually gave her a ride back to New Jersey.
We carpooled back.
That was probably forgetting people.
But it was cool. It was very cool. We met the yarn therapist because she gave us Sarah.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Margaret and Sheila had given us her yarn and we made socks with it. And it was so cool. Really, really cool. It was nice to meet her. So good. Okay. It was a lot of fun. We walked through. I think we saw most of the barns. I think we hit pretty much everything. Sunday was a lot less crowded, so you could get in and out.
Yeah.
We took tons and tons of pictures. Not a single person.
Yep.
All sheep and goats and alpacas. We have lots of pictures of sheep, alpacas, and goats, but they were very funny.
Yes.
And came very close to bringing some home.
I did not find the border collie puppies. I'm not sure they were there that day. We missed a couple animal tents. So
we didn't do the animal tents, so that may have been where they were, which is lucky because I'm not sure. We were in a rather small car and Chanel was in the back seat.
She may not have wanted to hold my puppy,
right? Or
or my goat.
Your goat. Hi. we went through. We did not buy any yarn. No
we had
yarn.
we had a very tight budget.
And it wasn't even so much that. It was we went knowing that we need to knit samples of our yarn, so that is where we are basically spending our time knitting, is knitting samples. But what we did do was we hit up the book aisle and we got some books. So one of the books is Shaping Shawls by
Anna Dalby.
It's really, really interesting because it's got all the different shaped shawls and it tells you how to make them. So I've always been interested. So I thought, you know what, let's just grab this and see. And it's got lots of different shawls that you can make in
like
it.
Triangular shawls bottom up, triangular shawls bottom down.
So it's got lots of different designs in it as well, so that you can practice doing things and then maybe graduate into making your own.
Yeah.
You know?
Very lacy.
That was one of the things we got. We went up knowing that we really wanted to get this, because after hearing everybody talk about it, we really, really want the owl sweater.
Yes, I will eventually make an owl sweater. And I was flipping through the book on the way home, and this is one of the few books where I think I actually want to knit everything in this book. It's a great book.
That is good.
Yeah.
That is very good. We keep running into Margot at just about every fiber festival we go to. We meet Margot and her sister, and we already have her Winter Whites, which is her sweater book. So we decided this time we're getting her hat book so that we can have the hat patterns as well. And there's some really neat patterns in here that we're going to be knitting because, as Helen said, we're knitting hats now. So, I mean, standard watch cap.
Yep.
Everything. She's got cables, she's got color work, she's got super bulky down to fingering. It's all different types.
Right.
So we needed that. And then we figured the most difficult part of our business for us is putting ourselves out there and marketing ourselves. And we love dyeing yarn and making bags, but making sure other people know about it, that's more difficult. So we got this book. It is by Tara Swiger. It is all about marketing yourself. We are going to do this as a learning experience, and we're going to figure out how to get our name out there.
Yep.
So that we figured we're going to get at least one that's business related.
Yeah.
And getting our stuff done. So that is our grand haul from Rhinebeck. 4 books. But we had a wonderful time.
Yes, we did.
We had a really, really good time. I'm sorry we couldn't be there on Saturday, but the whole family thing, got in the way. So we will see.
One year, we will do the whole
weekend.
Thursday night to Monday.
Yeah.
But
not this year. So, I have one more thing to talk about. How about you?
I'm done.
Okay. The last thing I want to talk about is we were in Joann's and getting fabric, and we found a new magazine. We put a picture of it up on Instagram, and I just wanted to share this because I think this is the most beautiful magazine I have ever seen.
Yeah.
It's called Daphne's Diary. It's done by a woman in Norway.
I believe so, yeah.
She wrote in her diary every night, and she thought about 5 years ago, I think it would be fun if I put that together in a magazine. It has beautiful pictures, beautiful illustrations. It's a crafty kind of magazine. It comes with different things that you can make. This is actually a pie box, so that if you make cake or pie and you want to give it to somebody, it gives you the shape of the box that you can then cut out. It's actually heavier cardstock so that you can cut it out and put a piece of cake or pie in it and give it to somebody. Or, take it for your lunch so that you look really posh while you're eating your lunch. It's got recipes. It's got her different thoughts and ideas and her aesthetic. And
interior design style.
But it's her overall aesthetic and her outlook on life match ours very closely. So it would be as if a good friend of ours was doing this, somebody that we really liked and new and that sort of thing. I mean, look, you can make a hat lamp. How cool is that? So, we got the last 2 issues that were there, and I would not be surprised if we don't just sign up for this so that we get them automatically, because I love it. I really, really, really love it. I think it's beautiful.
It is well worth the...
It cost $14.50.
It's an expensive mag because it's printed in the UK, so they have to ship it over here and everything.
Right.
But well worth it.
Oh my god. Look at these egg cozies. Oh, love it. Absolutely love it. So, if you see it, and it's something that you might be interested in,
highly
Daphne's
recommend.
Diary. You can order it online if you don't have a Joann's, or if your Joann's doesn't carry it, because we had to go to 2 different Joann's to find it.
Yeah.
But
and you can she has journals that we want to get. It's really you get lost in her website.
Yeah.
So
really beautiful things. So that's it. Yep, that was my last thing.
okay.
All right. Well,
We tried to keep this shorter.
I have a day full of dyeing ahead of me.
Yes.
Helen has a day full of bag making ahead of her.
We have a shop update tonight.
And advent calendars.
Yes, the advent calendars are being
Okay.
dyed and shipped out.
So, for anybody who missed it, we got enough to make 2 extra sets of advent calendars. So we are going to be listing tonight, right? The 2 advent calendars?
Yeah.
We will be listing 2 advent calendars tonight in tonight's update. If you did not get one and you would like one, they will be available.
Yeah, if you missed a chance, but it's only 2.
They're only 2 because that's
and
all
they're
we
going to
got.
go out not next week, probably the following week, because we have to dye it and put it all together. So they will be, for those of you who purchased it, they are coming.
Yes, they will be
And they will
going out
be
very soon.
To you well before the 1st of
Yes.
December.
And we have the packaging all designed and ready to go. And
So it says pom-pom's too big.
okay. As long as you hold your head absolutely straight and do not move, it's fine. Anyway, we have the bag, the fabric for the bag, and we have the fabric, our packaging all ready to go, and all the bits and bobs that are going in, and it's now down to the yarn. So I am starting dyeing the yarn today for all the minis, and but there will be 2 extra sets. So if you didn't get one, grab it now.
Yep.
Okay?
Okay.
All right. I am good. We
All
got
right.
stuff to do, peeps. Get to work. Why aren't you working?
Get the holiday knitting started.
Yeah. It's time. All right. Well, everybody have a wonderful week,
Yes.
and we will see you shortly.
Yes. Happy knitting, everybody.
Go forth and knit.
Go forth and knit.